who will start at safety, Wayne? Who are going to be the two guys out there? We know Jimmy Ward's on PUP. He can't be there. Talanoa's a lock. Who's the other
I
guy?
I think you have three safeties dressed, and I think all three safeties play. I think Tavarius Moore and Talanoa Hufanga are going to be your starting safeties. I think you want to utilize George Odom as much as you can on the special teams and in an emergency, right? So, like, if something doesn't go right, he can drop back at the free safety. So I don't think they bring anybody else up. I don't think they bring up Tashawn Gibson. I don't think they bring up any of those
Wow.
guys that they brought. Taylor Hawkins. I think those guys remain on the practice squad.
What about Dante
Uh,
Johnson? He's out of his non-contact jersey, full participant.
but they would have to bring them up and they would have to release somebody. So the
No,
question is,
so okay. So yeah, let's and because this is a question I get all the time. How does the promoting from the practice squad work? You can call up 2 players a week. One
oh,
has to be an
55,
offensive lineman.
and one could
One
be
could
the
be
other
whatever
player.
you want. So you don't have to
Okay,
cut anybody.
I got you.
But you get 2 guys up. You get to promote them, then they go back down Tuesday. So one will be
So
an offensive lineman. Probably,
with with you saying that, it might be Sutherland,
I think so, because you need the safeties, you need the bodies.
right? So it
God,
might
that
be
sucks.
Sutherland because God forbid, the center goes down. He's the only other guy that's been taking reps. Like Zakil hasn't even
Yeah.
taken reps. Like right, and then Blake can't. I think you bring up Sutherland, and then you're gonna have to bring up maybe one of those other guys, one of those safeties you talked about.
Yeah. Now, okay, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who do you want starting at safety opposite of Hufunga this week?
I don't
So
want
here's the
Dante Johnson starting, guys.
yeah.
I
So
don't.
obviously there's Tarvarius Moore, who Wayne said, and I think probably most likely candidate. You got George Odom, the big special teams player. You got Tayshawn Gibson, Dante Johnson, Taylor Hawkins. Man, it's not the best. It's not the best. Quantrez Knight, I'll throw that in there, but he's worked predominantly more in the slot, but he has taken safety snaps. Yeah, I don't know. That's a rough one. Throw in the chat who you want to see start opposite of Hufunga.
I think if and just from scheme, if you put Tavarius Moore as the deep safety,
What he's slated
that
for.
which is what he's built for, I think that eliminates any big playability down the field. Like I think it would help eliminate Darnell Mooney going down there, Quinnius St. Brown going down the field. Oh, Velus Jones Jr., their speed guy. I think it would eliminate that. I think that's why you would go with Tarvarius Moore. He plays better when he just has one role. So it's when you
Yeah.
got to interchange him and make him play in the box and this, that, and the third. I think as the deep safety, I think that's the guy they should rock with. I like Odom, but I think Odom needs to be utilized in other ways, multiple ways.
What I want, I don't care who's out there. I just want to see options. I don't want it to be like Tarvarius Moore, you got the whole game. I want to see rotating series. Allow it to be something to where somebody earns that spot. We saw it happen last year on the offensive line, which was rare when it was Jalon Moore versus Tom Compton. And who would have guessed Tom Compton came out freaking knight in shining armor of that competition. Definitely outplayed Jalen Moore. So that's what I want to see. I want to see multiple bodies. Let's get them out there. Man, I want if Jimmy Ward was starting, that's like a full field goal swing, maybe more. You know what I mean? It's
Easily,
gosh, man.
easily.
Anyway, it's good that the injury happened when it did. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say because you might just miss him for 4 games, whereas if this happened in the season, you would have missed him for probably 8. He's
Good
been out
point.
for a minute.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.